Hello again, everyone. This is Chris Sciria, and I'm back. And that's Robert Harding. He never left.
That's right.
And this is the Citizen Sports Weekly for, wow, it's May.
May 1st.
May 1st, 2015. It's May. You know something? If you live in the Northeast, you might have noticed something recently. Leaves blooming on trees, finally.
I thought you were going to say grass.
Well, that too. That's coming back. I might be mowing mine in the near future. It's nice. Spring is here. But, of course, what do you think of when you think of spring? The NFL draft, of course. And that's what we're going to talk about. Now, obviously, me being a Dolphins fan, I'm going to talk about the Dolphins. They had a pick last night. And then Robert being the Bills fan, well, they did have a pick last night because they traded it for Sammy Watkins. But Robert will still talk about the Bills a little bit and what he hopes that they do tonight when they have their second-round pick, and maybe some other things about the draft, being the Mr. Fantasy Football that he is. He might want to discuss some things there. But I'm just going to get into the Dolphins pick. Devontae Parker, wide receiver, Louisville. I love it. I think it's a great pick. I know a lot of Dolphin fans wanted Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley was not there. He was picked by the Rams with a 10 spot. I don't care. I think we need another good big play receiver for the Dolphins. And this guy is a stud. And
it's a passing league, right?
I mean, it is a passing league. And we already got a good running back in Lamar Miller. I mean, look, the guy had 1,000 yards rushing. I think arguably you could say he was the most improved player on the Dolphins team in 2014. Okay, so with that being said, I think we didn't need a running back in the first round, although Gurley would have been nice. But I like Parker. And the two words I'm hearing about Parker, I'm reading all these places, is catch radius. I love that. That's just a fancy way of saying that he goes for the ball, that if it's a few feet away from him, he's going to go after it. And I love that. And, and you can discuss whether Tannehill is accurate or not. Obviously, sometimes he is, and then sometimes he isn't.
Needs a big catch radius.
But this is what I mean. Needs a big catch radius. So this is a great. I love this draft choice. It's excellent. I think it's really going to help Miami out. Obviously, they have other needs. They need some guards, a cornerback or safety, a linebacker,
kicker.
You could say that, but I don't think you're going to draft a kicker. I think you're going to sign a free agent. But I think they can address some of these needs. Marpet is his name, from Hobart, just down the road from us. I'd love to see him be a Dolphin. We have a guy from Marist, Terrence Fede. I'd like to see another upstate New York, small college guy play for the Dolphins. It'd be excellent. So maybe we'll hear his name called tonight. So I'm happy. I mean, look, the Dolphins needed a wide receiver, and they've been making some great moves. And I can't say enough about the new regime of Hickey and Tannenbaum. And I think they're doing a very good job this offseason with the free agent moves they've made. I really am, as a Dolphins fan, I'm excited to see where the season goes. And, I really think that if this is the year that Tannehill is going to step up and show you that he's a franchise quarterback, this is going to be it. Because you can't, he's got weapons now. Yeah, they're young weapons, but still, this is a team that I think is their best offensive, pound for pound, skill positions, the best offensive players they've had at those positions since Marino retired. If you're talking quarterback, running back, wide receivers, this is the most talent they've had at those three positions, I think, since Marino retired. Really.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we'll see what happens. Robert, why don't you talk about the Bills a little bit?
All right. By the way, I give the Dolphins an A- for that pick.
Well, geez, thank you.
Very, very good pick. The Bills, obviously, like Chris said, it was pretty quiet last night. I was watching for, see what other teams were doing.
Yeah.
Obviously Miami, so I could heckle you a little bit.
Of course.
See what the Giants and Jets were going to do because they had high picks. But, tonight's the night for the Bills. They have 2 picks, second or third round. And, I want to see... I want to see him take, maybe add some linebacker depth, certainly offensive line, maybe even a quarterback.
Yeah.
If there's a decent prospect there, you're talking about kind of the second tier guys in terms of prospects now. But, if there's a good one there out of that bunch, I say why not? You can never have too much competition.
No, you can't, really nothing to lose. I mean, obviously the Bills are pretty much set at running back, wide receiver. And yeah, they
tight
end. They do need offensive line help. Defensively, I mean, look, that front line is as good as anybody's, if not better. And like you said, linebacker. So, I think the AFC East is going to be a real dogfight this year. I think New England is still the class of the division. As long as Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are plugging away, that means New England's going to be the favorite. But
I think they're going to struggle this year.
I think so too. I think after you win the Super Bowl, there's only one way to go, and that's down.
I can say that because
Yeah.
it's May.
But here's the thing. I mean, would they go 12-4 last year?
I think so.
Yeah, what's going to be down for them? 10-6, 11-5. Really, that's
Yeah.
if you got Brady and Belichick, you might as well pencil in double-digit wins. But have the Dolphins done enough? Have the Bills done enough? And are the Jets doing enough to catch up? And I would say that the Dolphins and Bills. I mean, Dolphins is. I think the Dolphins, you have to say on paper, are the second place team in that division, with the Bills a close third. I think right now, if you went through the schedule,
I think it's a tough. I think it's a split between those two.
I think each team could go 9-7.
The Jets have
and 1-8-8.
See, the Jets situation's interesting because they've really bolstered the defense,
Right.
which
But
they really stripped away from in Rex's last year. But you look at the offense, and they added Marshall, of course. They have some decent running back depth, but the question's at quarterback.
Right.
What are you going to do there? And same thing with the Bills. I think that's where the tiebreaker is between the Dolphins and the Bills. Is Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
If he keeps progressing, that's a good thing for them. That should add another win or two to their column. So, we'll see.
I'm excited. I really am. I mean, it's just and my friend Orlando Elzaguri, who you might know him as the Big O, who hosts Sports Talk down in WQAM in Miami. I mean, I listened to him when they made the pick, and he was excited. I mean, he was going, yes, yes. I mean, it was hilarious. And there's a picture of him on Twitter. And
what was your reaction?
I was happy with it. I mean, I would have liked to have had Gurley, but once Gurley went to the Rams, they said, okay, let's get Parker. So I was happy with the pick. I think it's the best pick you can make to make yourself a better football team. You can address other issues of need in other rounds of the draft. So I'm happy with the pick. I'm thrilled with the pick. No, I'm not going to order a Devontae Parker jersey yet. We'll see what happens.
Yet.
I might. I'll tell you, I told you. If I was going to get a jersey right now, it'd be Jarvis Landry. I love that kid. I love his enthusiasm, his attitude. He's a heck of a player. He wears number 14. So I like Jarvis Landry, but we'll see how Parker does. But, we'll see. I mean, I just spent money on a Heartline jersey not even 2 years ago, and unfortunately it's already obsolete. But
collector's item.
I did say, though, because this is the Dolphins' 50th season, I'm going to be wearing throwback Marino jerseys all season. So that's the plan. So.
Nice segue.
And speaking of Mr. Marino,
nice
I had the privilege, the honor of spending a little quality time with Dan the Man last week. Okay, it was about a minute, if that. But for me, that was like an eternity, okay? And I went last Friday, to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. It's a great place. If you've never been there, it's worth the trip if you're a football fan. Even if you're not a football fan, there's some interesting things in there. But if you are a football fan, it is a must-see. The people there, the staff there do a great job. I want to give thanks to Michelle Norris. She's a guest relations manager, our marketing manager. I forgot her title, and I apologize for that. But she is a wonderful person, and she put my face on the message board at the Hall of Fame. It was so cool. Emailed a picture of me with some Reno jerseys in the background, and they put that image of me with my jerseys on their website saying "Welcome Marino fans," and they put it on the giant, almost like jumbotron.
I have photographic
sign.
proof.
Yes, I'm surprised I didn't cause any accidents on I-77 last week. I'm serious, with my face staring down at drivers. But it was an
Probably
amazing.
figured it was a wanted ad or something.
It was an amazing experience. I mean, I got to meet Dan Marino. I shook his hand, got his autograph, posed for a picture. Memories of a lifetime. And I'm going to say this. I think, for me, one of the best parts of the entire trip was actually having a chance to talk to other Dolphin fans. Now, yes, I get to talk football with Robert on a somewhat weekly basis, and that's nice and everything. Robert is great to talk to, but he's not a Dolphins fan. He's a Bills fan. And we forgive him for that. It's, we forgive him. But I had a chance to meet three guys on last Friday, Dylan, Tony, and Matt. And we were all Facebook friends before we even left the Hall of Fame. And it was a great experience waiting in line with these guys for a couple hours and talking to them, getting to know them. Dylan came all the way up from Lakeland, Florida, Central Florida. He flew up. There was a guy from Mexico City, Los Angeles, Colorado, all over the Northeast. There were so many Dolphin fans from outside of Ohio, which I think the Hall of Fame even admitted they were surprised and thrilled that so many people made the trip. And these three guys and I, we all talked Dolphins. We reminisced about classic games, classic moments. And then we talked about the team's future and everything and who we'd like in the draft. And that was, for me, one of the highlights of the trip, getting to meet these guys and become friends with them. It was a lot of fun. They're great guys. They're big Dolphin fans. And that's part of the fun of rooting for your team is sharing that experience with people. So we had a lot of fun. And I got to tell a little story. Matt, without a doubt, I think he kind of like stole the show at the end because after the autograph session was over, we did this thing called the Chalk Talk where Marino went to another room and we all sat and we watched him and he took questions from the audience and he talked about his experience in the draft of '83. And he took questions. He talked about everything about Ryan Tannehill and this year's team and some of his past games. He talked about the rivalry with the Bills, which was pretty cool. And it was an amazing experience. And then when he was done, he left the stage that he was on, but he left something behind. And Matt grabbed what was left behind. It was a water bottle. And it was really funny because we're getting ready to leave, and we're in the parking lot, and Matt's like, look what I got. I go, what? I didn't even recognize it. I got the water bottle. Like, wow, you got Marino's DNA. You could clone Dan Marino. So that was really just a great part of the trip. And again, kudos to the Hall of Fame. Thanks to them. They did a great job with these it's a Gold Jacket series. They're going to do it with other players, other teams. So if you're a Dolphins fan, you're going to have to wait a while. But if you're a Niners fan, I'm hearing Jerry Rice may be the next guy. And I'm hoping they'll bring in some Bills. Maybe Jim Kelly would be great. Bruce Smith, Andre Reed, bring in some Bills guys. I think Robert would make the trip over for that. It's a great experience. Can't recommend it enough. Thanks to the people at the Hall of Fame and Tony, Matt, and Dylan. It was an honor meeting you guys, and it was a lot of fun.
You know what? If a Bills player does do one of these talks,
yeah,
I'm gonna buy your ticket so you can see a real football player.
If you want to drop $200, I'll go. I'll go. Hey, I love it, man. I'll tell you. You get the tour of the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's the one thing. It's included in that $200 is you get to go to the Hall of Fame, which is a great experience. I never get tired of that.
It's a great deal all the way around.
It is a great deal, and
autograph.
Yep. Photo.
1 hour photo.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a great deal.
Tour of the hall.
It's
pretty good.
They even gave us a little discount in the gift shop, which was nice. And I got my Marino football autograph. Got a nice glass cube that I bought there, and it's up in the living room. And the Marino photo, me and him are in. It's in my kitchen because that's where it's in my kitchen.
Why in your kitchen?
It's a place where we gather. It's a place where we congregate.
So you get to see it a lot.
I get to see it a lot. Yeah. Plus my wife wants it there, so that's the other reason. Yeah, that's where my photo of Manny Act and I is too. They're both one on top of the other there. So it's a place of high esteem, the kitchen. So
okay,
all right. Anything else you want to add, Robert?
I'm done.
We're going to wrap it up, folks. It's great to be back. I missed you guys. I really did. It was fun. It's fun being away, but it's fun to be back too. And I think next week we'll probably wrap up the draft a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll
have to talk about it.
We'll
give our grades.
Our grades.
Our expert grades.
Our expert grades, yeah. Yeah, Mel Kiper and the young kid there.
No opting out of this test.
No. This was fun. And like I said, if you get the chance, go to Canton. Can't stress that enough. The people of the Hall of Fame do a great job. Please visit Canton, Ohio in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And until next week, folks, we'll see you later. Enjoy the games this weekend. Some great stuff, including the Derby and the fight and the playoff games and the draft. Did I forget something? All right. Take care, folks. We'll see you next week.